Hey everyone, I'm Kathryn Holmes, and I am the author of The Distance Between Lost and Found, and also How It Feels to Fly. And I'm so excited that the Tome Society chose Distance Between Lost and Found as your February 2017 book. I really hope you enjoy it. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about how the book came to be. Every book comes from a different point of inspiration, and every writer has a kind of different process for finding their ideas. But this book initially came from Hallelujah Calhoun's name. That's the main character of the book, and as you can tell, it's kind of an unusual name, but it is actually the name of a real person. Some friends of mine, whose last name is in fact Calhoun, gave their newborn daughter the middle name of Hallelujah, and as soon as I heard it, I thought to myself, that is a book character's name. And I immediately got this picture in my head of who this girl is and what she's struggling against. I knew she was Southern. I knew that she was, for some reason, feeling like she didn't live up to this really illustrious name that she was given. And so I had a lot of just ideas about a character really immediately. I also knew right away that she was going to be Southern. I currently live in Brooklyn, New York, but I'm originally from East Tennessee, just outside of Knoxville. And I had not yet worked on a book that was set near where I grew up. So this was kind of a moment where I was like, oh, all right, I have this girl, and I really am excited about writing about her, and maybe this is also my chance to write about kind of my hometown region. And so those two things kind of started percolating together in my mind. I had a setting, I had a protagonist, but I didn't have a story. And so for a long time, it was just trying to figure out, okay, what is her story? Then I had this other brainstorm that maybe I wanted to tell the story in 7 days. And that, as you can see, if you have read the book or if you will read the book, you will see that that is something that lasted all the way through to the final version, is that the book takes place across 7 days. Because I had this idea that, all right, her name is Hallelujah, which means her parents are Christians, which means she's probably a church youth group kid, which means I could really play around a little bit with the idea of the creation story and how she could go from being one type of person at the start of a 7 day period to being somebody entirely new. So I had all of those things kind of mulling around in my brain, and that's often how I work, is that I will have bits and pieces of an idea for a book for a really long time before I have that lightning bolt of figuring out, oh, okay, I know exactly what this is about. And the thing that really clicked this book for me was when I realized if I was going to set a story in East Tennessee, where I grew up, it had to have the Smoky Mountains in it. I was never a hugely outdoorsy kid. I was always a bookworm, and I was also a dancer, so I had a lot of extracurricular activities and a lot of busy stuff going on. But I loved going to the mountains, and so I thought, all right, so Hallelujah and whoever else is in the book at some point go to the Smoky Mountains. And then I thought, all right, they end up staying there overnight for some reason. Maybe they're camping or whatever. And they have kind of under the stars in the great outdoors this moment of openness and clarity and revelation where they just finally start opening all their secrets up. Because sometimes you have to be away from your real life in order to open up. And so once I kind of started thinking about that scene and thinking about how being in the mountains could take you away from other things that were troubling you, everything started to kind of swirl together. So if you've read the book already, or if you are about to read the book, you know that it is about Hallie and two other teenagers who get lost in the mountains on this youth group hiking trip. And I really don't want to spoil too much else for you if you have not read it yet, but as you read it, you'll be able to see kind of how all of these different little pieces of inspiration swirled together to create the final product. Yeah, and I think that that's all I will tell you for now. I'm really looking forward to hearing your responses to the book. You are always welcome to get in touch with me. There's an email on my website. You can ask me more questions. I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and I'm sure the Tome Society will be able to figure out how to get in touch with me because I really love talking to readers, and I'm really excited to be a part of this. So thank you so much, and I hope you really enjoy Distance Between Lost and Found.